Sorry, hey, it's your boy DD758. Sorry, sorry about that. It's your boy DD758. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. Today we're doing Married at First Sight Page, and well, it did Page get the short end of the stick. So, so we at this point we have Clara and Ryan. Let's discuss Clara and Ryan. Clara and Ryan, like I think Clara is getting sexually frustrated because it's getting to a point where Ryan, he's not a bad person. I think he have good intentions, but I just think his life is like his cupboards. Like he's polished on the outside, but on the inside he's broken. But he's also a good guy in terms of his religious belief because he's a very religious guy. And when they went out, she was trying to convince him to have jello shots, and he didn't want to do it. But Clara, just remember, he's kind of like a religious person, and you don't try to force somebody to do something they don't want to do in a relationship. You don't do that. So then also I think the tension is building up in her that, like I said, she's sexually frustrated. But I think maybe that couple can work if they just communicate a little better, and then they just have set the boundaries as to what they really want. And I think they might work. But so far it looks like it will get to a point where I think Carol end up feeling like Vincent. I call him Champagne Vinny, where it'll get to a point where like all this just builds up, builds up, builds up, and then she eventually just say what's on her mind. Then we have Eric and Virginia. With that couple, Eric is older than Virginia, and I think that's one of the biggest issues is the age. The age gap is one of the biggest issues because she's young, she likes to drink, and he's kind of like the parent that cares about his daughter. So it's getting to the point where he cares about her, and then she's the one that just wants to just party and drink, and you're so worried about her. I don't know, for me, her dog, like when he was walking the dogs, you could tell which dog was his and which dog was hers because the dog had this super energy. And that's just exactly how she is. She drinks, she's bubbly. Look, when her friends came over, they had those shots, they drink tequila shots. But I still think that Eric might not really feel comfortable. He had that conversation, but I still think he will not feel comfortable with her and her friends because the fact that they like to drink. Those guys, they're like drinking buddies, but then I might be wrong. But I think eventually it will get to the point where Eric and Virginia, the two of them, they're gonna start having more problems and more problems because, like you say, Virginia puts walls up, and I think she drinks a lot to try and hide whatever she's facing in her inner self. That's why she drinks a lot. But let's just see how it goes. He met the friends. The friends explained some stuff to him. He said he felt more comfortable, but not because he said he felt more comfortable. That means he is. Then we have Haley and Jacob. I think these two need to. I think they need to separate right now because he's stuck in the 80s. He's not a bad looking guy. He's into IT, and she now she comes up as those college girls, like those those girls that were in the sorority, and then that's the type of person she comes off like. She was in the sorority, like they are those girls that would not really be into him, like they're more into maybe the popular guys in high school. That's the type of person she comes off to me like. So the friends had a conversation. She wasn't telling her friends the full truth, in my opinion, and I think she could have told them a little more about her, like what really transpired. But she's trying to make it look like, for me, when I looked at that episode, it looks like it's Jacob that has the issue, it's not her. But for me, I think really the two of them should probably just, she say a fresh start. That fresh start, I don't know what type of fresh start that might be. I don't think the two of them will work in the long run. In the short run, they can work on it, but then it's all up to Haley. It's all up to Haley because one of her friends said something that made a lot of sense to me. Haley, they said she's a runner, like she's like that runaway bride. So if you probably get to the altar, and she's that person that would be like, you never see her show up at the church. But I guess because of the show, she showed up in the church, and then she showed up at the church, and then the two of them, they became eloped. But I don't think that relationship would work. We all no. Let's get to Paige and Chris. Chris. For me, Chris is the biggest liar I've ever seen. I not on television, but he's one of those guys. Chris lies through his teeth. I don't know how Paige is staying in this kind of situation. Why is she still in that type of situation? She's committed to a marriage. He's not committed. And that whole situation with Paige and Chris is just unbearable. It's not bearable anymore. But it got to the point where his friend Pastor White came and his brother, they came and they had a conversation with him, and then Chris now he got upset because they were telling him the truth. And why? Because they're telling you the truth, you got upset. It's a commitment you made. It's for better or for worse, till death do us part. You are committed to a marriage. So why are you acting like it's just Paige is the one that's committed to the marriage and it's not you? You said, and for me, the conversation Paige and Mercedes had, I feel to myself that I don't think Mercedes is pregnant, to be honest. I think they're just playing Paige. That's just my opinion. But it just looked like they're scammed. Like the two of them are just in on this together. And I guess that's why when he came from Las Vegas, he went to Chicago because he knew what he was going to probably go and see his ex. But I do not think Mercedes is pregnant. I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't think Mercedes is pregnant. But anyway, but they had the conversation. Paige is like she's getting the short end of the stick, which I believe she is getting the short end of the stick. And boy, Chris is the best liar I've ever seen. He just lies through his teeth, and I think he must have thought that conversation between Mercedes and Paige would have gone wrong. They would have probably end up in an argument or a fight. That's what he thought, and probably fight over him. But then the end of the result was Paige is so sweet. She's like, Mercedes, you look beautiful, and then Mercedes like, you look beautiful as well. And the two of them, they just spoke it out, which they had to do, which make much more sense to me. And then they came to Paige is like, and she's like, okay, well, it is what it is. Maybe they can look into the relationship. But Paige is like, she was pregnant as well. I'm like, come on, Paige. Come on, Paige. Like, really and truly, you're pregnant as well. Yes. But then why are you still, in my opinion, why are you still trying to at least make that marriage work? You need a sign from God. You have been seeing the signs, Paige, and I think you should actually just leave that marriage alone. But anyway, let's just see what Kia got to say about this whole situation. Because hi, Kia.
Hi everyone.
How you doing?
I'm doing well today.
What you want to talk about first?
Since you're already on Paige and Chris, let's just go ahead and get them out the way. So with Paige, what you just said about the pregnancy, I think she just wanted to throw that in there just to let Mercedes know that he was going in there raw. That was just like that. He told her that they were having sex, but she was like, okay, you didn't tell me you was in there like that. So I think that was just her little jab. Women, we're sneaky. Let's just be real. We know how to, say enough or say, what we need to get said just to, throw them jabs.
Yeah. So, but do you think Mercedes is pregnant?
I can't figure that one out. Chris, I can't figure the whole thing out. Even if she is, it's still like, her. Okay, let's go to his friends. His friends, I love his friends. The pastor friends, when they came over.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a real friend. When a friend will tell you when you on some shenanigans. And then the guy with the blue shirt, he was just like, he couldn't even speak at first. He just kept looking at the other one like, are you serious? This is our friend. And they broke it down. But you notice how Chris, he don't like anyone to tell him
the truth.
He started being so disrespectful. That's when I was like, okay, I already didn't like you. But he started looking at his phone like, sir, nobody's calling you. Nobody's texting you. So with Mercedes, I don't know, DD. It's just like something strange is going on. I don't know.
I think, to be honest, I think they're playing Paige. The two of them, they're playing it. Because I think Mercedes is in on the whole bit. Mercedes knows what's going on. Because why would they have the conversation, and tell me why is Mercedes so relevant in that relationship? Like, why it feels like they have to explain something to her when it's the marriage that's going on. I understand they had that conversation, but to me it just felt like Mercedes is acting like she's really relevant in that situation. whereas they need to work out the marriage.
So I'm gonna go
So
here. I think okay, let's say that they did plan it. So Chris wasn't supposed to sleep with Paige.
Paige, right,
So when
right,
he left and all the other stuff. So I think he had a conversation, but he left out the most important parts. So whenever you know that you're doing something wrong, you shouldn't have people meet up. Because again, we're gonna like Paige was already feeling slighted. So yeah, she gonna throw some shots. Like got you. And so I think Mercedes was caught off guard, but she knows Chris' personality because a couple times she's like, this is how he acts. So you know your man is like his behavior. She should know he didn't tell her everything. So her body language changed after Paige said that she was pregnant. She was like, okay, pregnant. That means
yeah,
having sex with you unprotected. Then he came over to Chicago and probably had sex with her again unprotected.
exactly.
So all she did like this pool of germs. But her whole like attitude and everything changed after that. Do you notice that she jumped on Paige's side? So her and Paige was attacking Chris like, oh. So I think they went in there with the plans that they were going to be together and it's us against Paige. If you notice, they were sitting on the same couch. But when
Yeah.
Paige was dropping them little nuggets of knowledge, she was, oh, really? You just a baby mama or you have no intentions of being. You wouldn't care if he had sex with Paige. Protected.
All right. Like, let me see what. Hey, hey, Diali.
Hi, how are you
Hi,
both?
how you doing?
Hello.
What do
All
you
right.
think about that
Well,
Paige and Chris situation?
I'm sorry, I think Paige had a plan. Paige knew she was looking like a straight dumbass. So she thought, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out with a bang. And I'm sorry, she did a good job. She's still trying to hold on to that ugly boy, but you know, you can't blame her really because she did go in it with good intentions. But the fiance is not pregnant, and that is not the fiance.
That's not the fiance?
That's not the fiance. That's the fiance's cousin.
Oh. So, okay, so then who's pregnant then?
She's not pregnant. She's not pregnant. The fiance, he never got back with the fiance at all. That's the fiance's cousin because him and the fiance broke up because he was cheating on her.
Ah. Yeah, because I've been hearing that, but it was, I don't know, they say allegedly, like it's a rumor,
Yeah, in
but
my
I've been hearing
opinion,
about that.
allegedly. Yeah, in my opinion, allegedly he's a dog. He's a dog, but at the same time, these women think he's attractive. But as soon as Paige started dropping those little bits of, you know, little bits of nuggets, you know, she started to get a little panicky because that wasn't the plan. The plan was for Chris and his face to be recognized all over, for him somehow to bring back his business acumen, which he's lost face, you know, on that because he has lost everything and he couldn't blame it on COVID because it's all there for everyone to see.
I see. Well, but do you think Paige should try and, like, when she was talking, like, she's trying to save her marriage, do you think she should fight for that marriage? I don't think so as well, but then what do you think?
No, absolutely no. He's not even, forget the fact if he's not cute, because not everybody has to be cute. But he's a disrespectful dog. He's a disrespectful dog, and all he seems to do is humiliate her. All he
Over and
needs,
over.
let that girl have him. Let Mercedes have him, whether or not she's the cousin, the fiance, the hired help. I don't care. Let her have him. Walk away with some class. Walk away with your dignity, because he's walking away broke.
Yeah.
He's still broke.
Let me see. Hey, Tanya, what's up?
Hey, do you think he just went on the show to try to get famous or something? Because obviously he's
Yes.
wanting to get married.
Yeah, well, that's what. Look, I think a lot of these people are getting on the shows just to just get noticed and get out there, and then after that, basically they probably start a channel or if the Instagram get popping or But I think he probably went on there with a plan, and I think maybe he and Mercedes had a plan, and then they both of them are just playing Paige. That's just my opinion about it.
Yeah,
but
because she
Dee, the
went on
public
there
is
to get
against
married.
both of them.
Yeah,
Oh, say
he's
again.
all self-centered.
Say again.
He's really self-centered. He's a real butt. I can't say it.
Yeah, to me, he's just a manipulator, a liar, and like
Yeah.
the Alice at the door. That's all he is. Because that dude just lies through his teeth, and then the thing is, when you try to tell him the truth, he goes in the defense. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot tell him the truth. Your own pastor is telling you the truth, and he's like, man, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
So what does that say about you?
Yeah. But did you see how disgusted the pastor and the friend was when they were trying to have an adult conversation with him, and he was mumbling, and he was quite rude to them. He was very rude, and they looked disgusted because Paige is a good-looking woman. She's an educated woman. She deserves better, and she can do better than him. But he's such a master manipulator that he's given her the impression that he is the business, and he's not, because he doesn't even own a business. He's broke.
But did you notice that the pastor friends of Chris said that she was a diamond? Like, if your friends, like, now your real friends tell you if your dude is busted or she was busted. So somebody earlier asked, what does busted mean? Busted means not all that cute. That's one a word from, I guess, Detroit. So when his friends said that she was like a dime, so your friends are telling you you're messing up. But majority of the times, an insecure man can't take a woman that has their stuff together because he knew he can't manipulate Paige. So maybe that's where the attraction came from, because she had her stuff together.
Yeah.
She's too much of a woman for him.
Yes. And he also, yeah, because he also tried to make out that he earned more money than her. But Chris, again, has failed, because there's a thing out there called the internet, which we can all jump online and put his name in and see all his Subway stuff out in the street for all the hoarders to collect.
But guess what? She's an accountant, so she was going to figure it out real quick. Like, okay, something's not adding up here, because, when you do accounting, you got to, debits and credits got to line up. So when Paige would have got in there right away, she was like, something in here not right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got Nana. Hey, Nana, what's up?
You're muted, Nana.
You muted, Nana.
I'm sorry.
What do you have to say about
Didi,
Chris
you and I
Paige?
seem to have the same technical difficulties tonight. No, I was just saying hi. Hi, Kia. Hi, Dee. Hi, Tanya and Didi as well.
Hey.
Oh, my word. Chris and Paige and Mercedes. It's such a mess. But Chris is he thinks he's such a spin doctor. Because I think he brought in Mercedes thinking that he was going to create some sort of detour of this drama to make up for where he had gone wrong. And I think his intention, after hearing how Paige reacted on that phone call where she was like, F him, F this, F you, F her, I think he thought that when she comes and has a conversation with Mercedes, he was going to react in the same way, and he was going to use that against her. And he was going to be like, see, this woman doesn't even know how to act, and da-da-da-da-da. Maybe that's what he was expecting. But he didn't realize what kind of a woman Paige was. And so it backfired. But Chris is a master. He thinks he's a master manipulator. He's just not very good at it. Like even how he was looking at his phone when the pastor and the friend were talking to him, he thinks that he can just block people out and the situation will go away. But he's just not very good at being what he thinks he is, which is the same way that he thought he was a good businessman. Turns out he's broke. Shade. No shade, no tea.
But do you think, Nana, do you think he and the ex is in on like they in on like basically scamming Page, like, or maybe they just did it to get on the show because like when Paige said, I might be pregnant, and then the ex is like, she started thinking like maybe they had an agreement, and now Paige is saying she might be pregnant. So that means, like Kia said, they have been having unprotected sex, and then the ex didn't know they were having unprotected sex. So
yeah, I agree. I agree with Kia. I think that they came on the show, or she agreed for him to go on the show, knowing that they were still together, but she had sort of, maybe they had agreed, don't sleep with her. You can prolong it. You can claim religious beliefs, whatever. And then for her to find out that he was actually sleeping with her and unprotected as well, and maybe Paige caught onto it during that whole drama, and she was like, this will sting this one. And also it makes Paige look good if, next to that woman, if it doesn't look like she was being played, so I think it was a bit of a scam between the two of them, between Mercedes and Chris.
I agree.
yes. Hi Stacey, you muted. You muted,
I'd
Stacey.
also like to.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi Stacey.
Hi.
Hi. I may have a different take on Chris. I don't think he came on the show to scam, but I do think when he didn't get what he wanted, because before they show anybody, he was like, he really wants an Instagram model type of girl. Who says that? First of all, who says that when you're looking for a wife? And you know what? The ex does look like that too. She looks like an Instagram model type of girl.
See,
He said that. Huh?
I said, see, Stacey, I didn't think that she looked like an Instagram girl because she was basically on the same, like when they was like, oh, he was just so in love with this, like I was thinking like just who.
There's a couple of things I don't understand. First of all, I just hate that smirk that this guy keeps having on his face. I just want to throw something at the TV. And you know what? The girl came with that same smirk.
Smirk.
It's not laughing. That's making me so mad because Pop is just sitting there like, what am I even doing here? I love the position that Paige took. I love the position she took. The girl, she was like, we're not getting back together anyway. But then she was mad that Chris is sleeping with somebody else, like Paige, as in Paige. And if you're not getting back together anyway, she acted very nonchalant, like, I don't care about this. This just happened. I'm so sorry. You seem like a nice girl. But really and truly, the two of them just act like they're in on something together. Like, I don't like this girl. Let's just say you're pregnant kind of thing. You know what I mean? But that smirk, man. Oh, no. That smirk is going to be the death of me. Sorry, guys. I'm working with a timer. Let me turn my timer off. Somebody else speak because
That you know what had me was Mercedes nails.
Oh, she kept doing this. She kept doing this. Yeah, it was very noticeable.
I'm like, oh my god,
And
those
then,
nails. But
you know what? D. Ali said that he is extremely disrespectful. That guy, extremely disrespectful. Even when the pastor was talking to him, the friend was like, the expression on the friend's face was like, this is so you. That's the expression I saw on his face, referring to Chris. This is so you, Chris. Why are you like this? You know what I'm saying? Why are you like this? And he also seemed like somebody who is very spoiled. The family seemed to just be gathering around Chris, like, what is Chris gonna do? Like, what is Chris doing now? Sorry, guys, somebody else.
But let me to close off Chris and Paige. What do you like? Basically, do you think like the ex is pregnant because like Diali said, she's not. His ex broke up with him because he got the cousin pregnant, but the ex is saying like she's 7 weeks pregnant, and to me, she don't look. I don't know. For me, she don't look like she's pregnant.
So let's go.
She's not pregnant.
When she asked, when Paige said, how far along are you? She was like, she had
thought about it.
Pregnant. How you have to think like, well,
She's like,
She's not pregnant. That's a lie. She's lying. She's
And also-
absolutely lying.
Chris is making decisions based on this. Like, I wanna raise my child. I don't want any other man raising my child. I want to be with the mother of my child. And then she comes and say, I don't want to be Chris. So Chris is already saying, meaning, was there a conversation had saying we should do this together? I'm gonna let Paige know that, that's the best thing for me to do. It seemed like what he's saying, what she's saying, it's like a whole mess.
Stacey, just to go back to what I said before you came on, she only flipped because she didn't know that other information. She was cool with what her and Chris agreed to prior, but that body language changed when she found out they was having unprotected sex. That's what changed her whole. She started sitting different. She was like, and you couldn't show that you was bothered. You never don't want to let another woman know you're bothered. But Paige won that one because Paige was real we didn't think Paige had it in her, but Paige, she knew what she was doing. You know what to say when you want to get up under somebody's, skin. You like,
Thank you, Uncle Perry, for the super chat.
One more thing for Paige. I think Paige is such a sweetheart. Sometimes in life, you're so naive because you feel like people won't do that. Like, I won't do that, so people won't do that. Like, why would people do that? I don't think people is doing that. And sometimes when you have a good heart, you're just that kind of naive. You realize that people are the vultures.
I don't know. Paige is just too sweet. I really, all I can really think about Paige is Paige must be came from a good Christian home, but she needs to grow.
Well, he kept messing with her too, like him whispering in her ear, I don't want to fall in love with you. And then the next show, he brings her on there saying, oh, I want you to meet my ex. That's just craziness.
But Tanya, did you see the before show where they did the unfiltered right before? And Jamie was like, "Oh, Chris is playing games." She called it out. Jamie seasons. And so basically, Chris knows who to play with. Because if he met somebody that wasn't gonna play them games with him, he'd be like, "Go ahead, sit down." But he knows that he got Paige. When she every time he say something nice, she's like, but he just did it. So he knows who to do that to, because if he ever tried to talk to somebody like me, I'd be like, boy, go sit down.
Yeah, me too. I think he's just pulling our strings. He pulls her strings.
I'm Devil D. I'm telling you guys. That's why he went straight for that on the night. Because sometimes I'm telling you guys, these guys is Devil D. That's how they get you. They're like, let's go right now so they can get you.
Stacey, and my show, we call it Didi. That's what we call it.
Sorry, not Devil D. Sorry.
But even though he has that devil, that DD, as you put it, his attitude is unattractive. He's a total turn off.
Yes,
a total turn off. He could not come near me.
And sweet.
And let's talk about when he was getting a bit irritated when alleged fiance and Paige were talking. He needs lotion for those ankles. He needs a good lotion because he's sitting up there with he has the tightest ass suit I've ever seen. That suit was made for a female. That wasn't no man suit. No man has made no suit like that. And then he's running around with a dry foot. He got the driest foot I've ever seen.
All right. Let's talk about Haley and Jacob. What do you think about Haley and Jacob? I don't think those two will last.
Oh, they're so boring. Oh.
Her friends, okay, just think about it. I had to do the math in my head. So Haley was her age, she's like 28. So she was single for 7 years. Something happened to her after college. And her friends basically was like, well, why won't you give the guy a chance? This all sounds superficial. Like, she was, well, he's 80. And her friend was like, that was hesitant at first, was like, well, it's basically as you says. So I think Haley just don't want to be in a relationship. So I don't even know why she signed up, because it just seems like she's just difficult.
Yeah, I don't know why she signed up neither.
I think Jacob is just stuck in the 80s. But
no, Jacob is weird.
Didi, you're wrong. You know what's happened? Jacob did not throw her around the bedroom. That's what she's upset about.
Yeah, you always go hard.
She goes hard. She goes hard.
Yeah, something definitely went wrong in that. Something went wrong. You're right. Maybe.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't.
I
Jacob
think she's
wasn't
not
putting it
attracted to
down.
him. She's not attracted to him. I was very confused at the beginning when she kept saying she has not been in a relationship for what? What? How many years did she say?
7 years.
I'm
7 years.
but I'm like, how old are you? It's almost like when I'm hearing those kids 20 years saying they've been with a lot of guys, but nobody likes them. How many guys have you been with? You're like 20 something, you haven't been in a relationship for that long, but she keeps talking about her past relationships. She is a drop weird and not attracted to the guy. The guy
No.
the guy he's a good guy, and I think without the cameras he will be a drop different. The cameras are very intimidating, and you try to put your best foot forward and sometimes it comes across as weird. He is weird. He says, oh, I just brushed my teeth, so this we're talking about the drink. That is not something you say. My husband, I would be like, don't say that again. Don't talk when we go anywhere. Just don't say anything, because why you say like this is weird because I just brushed my teeth. And she's not into that. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that part of him. What part of him does she like?
I think she's embarrassed by him.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
Mhm.
But he's cool. She
She's
hasn't given him
embarrassed, and
time.
I think she's also embarrassed to actually like him, because I think that there are moments in
Yeah.
time when she actually feels for him, and then she's like, well, what would people say? But at the same
Yeah.
time, in the same token, she wants to make their marriage look like it's actually working when her friends are there, because also she doesn't want her friends to think that, her marriage has failed. I say all that to say she's immature, because she's more focused on what other people think of her than what she actually wants, and on her own happiness. So I don't know that relationship will work, because I think Jacob is actually I think he's quite mature, even if he's weird, but I think he just needs to go out there and find his own weird person and
But
happily
he's
ever
old
after.
enough where he's
I have a
direct.
question.
Go ahead.
My question is, do you get vibes like Jamie vibes from them? Like, what's Jamie's husband name? Is it Curtis? The very first
Yes,
season.
Jamie. I remember her,
Jamie.
she wasn't
Do you get
attracted
those
enough.
vibes?
Jimmy.
She
Mhm.
was not. She was zero. She
Yeah.
didn't want to kiss him, but
Mhm.
she wanted to try. That's the difference with Jamie. Jamie wanted to try.
Yeah.
She was like, I really want to give that a shot. I getting those vibes from the two of them. I am, but I don't know if she really wants to try. What do you think?
Jamie
Yeah.
was mature.
But don't she comes off as those girls in high school, as in the sorority, like her friends, like those corporate girls, like, and then he's just like, he would not fit into a relationship like that because of the kind of lifestyle they come from. So I don't
He's
think
just
he
like an
fits the
everyday
lifestyle she wants
dude.
to live.
He's just
The
like an
friend.
everyday dude.
He's a
He
good
is.
guy. He's a good
Yeah.
guy, and the problem with her is she seems to think she's a dime piece when she's not. She's far from no dime piece. And he's facially challenged a little, but he's a good guy. He's just
I
stuck
think
in
so.
1980. That's all.
But I think he should give her time. I think he's pushing too much, saying that she has another man and stuff. That's too much. That's a little too far. Even if you're
No,
thinking about
but
it, you
look,
could just observe.
Stacy, didn't you hear when she said he wasn't feeding her?
No, feeding her
You didn't
what?
hear what? Yeah, she did that. Like she's like, oh, he's not feeding me. I haven't eaten for 2 days. Yo,
Very
you can send
typically.
some. You can make people like you cannot do that kind of stuff because she makes it look like he's some kind of psycho when she said that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
she did that on purpose.
I think Haley, she just need to be more direct. So she might want to stay around because she's still trying to justify leaving him in the room. So she did all these unfiltered, like, well, no, what happened was I went to meet my friends, and then their guys decided to come along. So at that point, maybe you should have called up to the room and said, hey, we're down here. The guys decided to join. That would have been a cool.
Yeah.
But she
Now,
didn't want him there. But she didn't want him there.
exactly. She's good at justifying stuff. So she just need to be direct. Like when we're not on camera, like, hey, it's a period for me. I'm not really like, feeling all the bubblies, but I'm still want to make this work. But she just like, she's giving too much for the imagination. So I wouldn't kiss her butt. I don't care if she was the perfect. Just how she's starting off.
All right. So let's talk about Clara and Ryan. All that sexual frustration.
Oh, She should
Poor
just jump
Clara.
on him. Just jump on the man. Just jump on him and just fling it up to him. Make the man happy. Make him see the stars, and then he will just love her forever. What's she waiting for? What's the wait? What's the?
No, it's not her. It's not her, Diali. It's him. He's a Christian guy. He's not ready for that yet. Like he's taking his time.
He's
I
giving
would
me
just
Jeffy vibes.
rush the man in the shower, rush the man, just be there and just fling it down on him, and give him something that he can talk to Jesus about.
Look,
You know what?
I got some advice for all the men out there. Beware of Diali. She's gonna rush you all in the shower. She's gonna
What?
jump on you.
He's not gonna say no. He ain't gonna say no.
I think he's a control freak. I think he's just a control freak.
You think
He's
so?
just yeah, because I mean, come on, all that story about being Christian and take your time. You do that when you're dating. When you're married, you have a certificate by law and before God. Okay, and that allows you, if anything, the religion encourages for you to consummate the marriage. So what on earth is he waiting for? Either that or he's not attracted to her and he's scared to say it. I don't know.
I think he's hiding something. I'm not gonna say what I think, but I think he's hiding something, and he has something going on, just like those cabinets. He's a person that looks a certain way on the outside and trying to present for the family and everyone. But I think he has some deep secrets that we don't know.
There's no
I
talking.
think he's giving me Jeffy vibes. Jeffy, I know he wanted Shanice, but he really wanted to wait. He wanted to establish that thing. I like Jeffy. Okay, he gives me waiting. I want to know, make sure this is sure. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to come across weird on TV. Jeffy gave me those vibes, and he's kind of giving me those vibes. And as you said that about the weird thing, I dig that a little bit. There's something probably weird about him, but overall, I think he's just like a really good husband, because he said this. He said, the way I speak to her, I expect, or I would like her to speak to me that way. He speaks to her softly as a wife, as a husband supposed to. He said she's a little bit too out there for him. He didn't say that, but I think what he's really just trying to say is you could be that way, but when you're talking to me, I want you to like talk to me like your husband. Like, I feel it's like, maybe because I'm a Cancer and I'm all in my feelings all the time. Don't tell me that Sophie, you're Mister. Okay, don't use those words with me. I don't know what that means. I feel him. You see how different personalities could feel different characters based on you.
Well, I got a message for Diali from Bobo. Did he tell Diali that I'm a certified diver, scuba?
Tell him I would teach him the trick.
Tell yourself, he could hear you.
Tell him I would be the one teaching him how to dive.
Sorry about it. Bobo, I just have to deliver Bobby. Yeah, that's Bobby's message. So let's move on. But I think in the long run, Clara will get frustrated with that situation, and she might end up like I call him Champagne Vinny. She's gonna let him know what's on her mind. She's gonna let him know what's on her mind, because I think he's taking that. I understand that you want to take your time, but just remember you're married. You cannot. I think he's been a little selfish, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if your wife wants to consummate the marriage, why not go ahead and consummate the marriage? I understand you have your rules, but then at the same time, you have a wife now. You're not on your own anymore. You have a wife now.
She haven't even seen him with his shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm muted. No, she haven't even seen him with his shirt off. So how do you live in a house with someone? And I just can't understand how he just get out of the shower.
That's crazy.
How?
Weird.
That's crazy. And they keep talking about all these walls. I'm new to this show, but if you're going to get into this and you got 6 weeks to figure out if you're going to stay married or get divorced, why would you go in there with all these walls up and not try and not even, I don't get it. Open up and be willing to do these things. I don't understand.
Diali, I'll drop you for a little bit. I got a special guest backstage.
Okay.
I got a special guest backstage. What's up, Uncle Perry?
Yo, what up, everybody? What's up, Nana? Hey, what's
Perry.
up? Is it Kia?
Perry.
Tanya? Hey, what's up, people? Hey, check this out.
Perry.
I'm not gonna mess your groove up. Because y'all way up past me. I'm probably on episode 4. But the only thing I can say, this show is good for people in the chat that's wondering if it's good. It's a good show. I just need to spend more time. Hold on.
Yeah, and then I know you'll be able to give your honest opinion when you get
Oh yeah, no, I mean for real though, like I seen it from day one with this Chris guy.
Day one.
He's arrogant, and he act like he been so damn successful for 20 years. He been successful for 2 years, and he said my first check was 12,000. Yeah, it can drop to 6. It can drop to 3, right? But he think he's above that, and then he's playing under this Christian role, like God in this. Dude, the only thing you want is some wet sex. Let's keep it real. That's what you want, but you want a dime piece. And I knew when I seen her that it wasn't gonna work out.
Yeah.
And Paige is really nice person, a good girl and everything. But he told her friends, who the hell tell her friends, oh, she's not a
trophy wife.
A trophy wife.
A trophy wife.
In person, but on paper. Something like that.
Yeah, it's not the type of girl I normally date. Well, that's why your ass single. Okay, so, but I mean, it's just weird, but the show is good. But my favorite couple before I go, I can't even remember his name. The guy, the brother with like the, I don't know what to call his haircut.
With the beard.
Oh,
Ryan.
no.
Ryan.
Now, is it Ryan, the first couple who got married?
Ryan and Clara. That's the guy, the slicker. Yeah, Ryan and Clara.
Yeah, I actually like them, and that's my favorite couple. But I didn't think the one that married the Dominican guy was gonna work, only because the girl, everything got to be clean, straightened out.
Yeah.
You can't shift the pillow, and then she wanted a guy like in the corporate office. You know what I'm saying, with a degree. And I just felt like it's not gonna work. You guys might know. I haven't made it that far yet, but that's all I want to say. I just wanted to vent for a second. That's it.
All right.
But hey, thanks for having me on. But this show is good for people in the chat. I'm trying to catch up. You should catch up too. This damn show is pretty good. I'm not sure about the previous seasons, but this one.
But this season is really good.
Last season was so beautiful, I think.
I like it.
Love
but hey, thanks for having me on, my brother, and
all right,
everybody on the panel.
Just all I gotta tell you is just stay out of 7-Eleven and I'm gonna drop you.
Oh yeah, you said that. I can't go to 7-Eleven because I'm like Chris. I can't find what I'm for behind 7-Eleven.
All right, bye, bro.
All right, my brother. All right.
Yeah, that's my boy, Uncle Perry. All right, let's talk about Brianna, Virginia and Eric, and then we're going to do Brianna and Vincent, and that's it. But let's talk about, what do you think about Virginia and Eric?
She's an idiot.
Tell us how you really feel, Diali. Tell us how you really feel.
She's a drunken idiot. She needs to just stay drunk and leave this man alone to fly planes.
Okay, Diali, let me ask you a question. The conversation you think he had with her friends, do you think he might think differently, or he was just playing like he would think differently about her friends?
He doesn't, he's been friendly. He's only changed his mind so he can see what the competition is. There is no way she's trying to pass those friends off as gay, in her words. She only done that so he doesn't get a bit jealous. She's doing a thing with them every time she has a drink.
Yeah.
She's lying. She's a liar, and she's an idiot, and she's a drunken idiot as well.
Okay, Diali, seems like you have a fan. You have a fan. He said he loves your kids. Well, maybe you and Bobby can be in the next Married at First Sight. You never know.
No, I wouldn't be able to. I would teach him far too much.
Kia, what you got to say about Eric and Virginia, Kia?
I think, like I said, Eric is just go ahead and enjoy the fun times. But overall, although she has a childlike spirit and they opposites attract, but I think she's too left. So although she has this bubbly personality, I think over time, Eric's going to get tired of it because, again, I don't even know why she signed up for it because she doesn't want to do anything up that a wife does. She's married with single intentions. That's what it seems like to me. It's like, well, this is married people do this. It's common courtesy. It's a respect thing. So poor Virginia, I don't think, like, she's already going on vacation. I know it's your friend's wedding, but it's just like she's doing too much. So I think Virginia is really not ready for marriage. She has some daddy issues, and they probably thought that Eric was going to play a daddy to her, but he's not going to be able to heal her.
Nana, what do you think, Nana?
Spot on. I think Kia is spot on. I like that phrase, married with single intentions. that just summarizes exactly what that situation is. I mean, she wants the perks of marriage. She wants, the partnership, being taken care of, having a provider, all of those things, and yet still being single. It's not going to work. That situation will not work. And she's a drunkard, I think. And he's just not. He's not about that life. And I think her friends maybe make excuses and liberties for her because they enjoy her company. She's that friend that you can call anytime. She's easy, whatever time of night or day you call her, she'll come. She'll have her tequila shots with you. She'll probably buy you drinks as well. So they're not going to want her to become like this, proper responsible wife or whatever it is. And she in turn also enjoys that. So that relationship, I just don't know.
Yeah, but even Pastor Cal tried to tell her you can't sleep on people's couches. Your friends are giving you advice and they're single. They can't really speak on the marriage. Even with her friend Carter, like, well, let me just let you know it's okay. She's a strong woman. She can take up for herself. Okay, but again, you're married. Even when I was married, out of respect, even your girlfriends, if you like, kid, let's stay over here. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, my husband might need to know where I'm at. I can't just go sleep on Nana couch 3 days out the week. Even if she's right. Like, what are you doing over Nana's house? What not? So she just don't get it. And even with Pastor Cash, she's still trying to push him to convince him it's okay, but he's still like,
Well, I don't think the two of them will work.
No.
And you don't see how he always acts. Like, I find Eric always, it's like whenever they question him about his marriage, to me, he always acts like he's like out of all the couples, he puts on that front that their marriage is going so good. Yeah. But then really and truly, that's not how I think he feels, but that's not how he feels inside but he always acts like, it's going okay. Like when they met with the dogs, it's going okay and this and that. She went to the wedding, I miss her, blah, blah, blah. But then at the same time, that's not what's going on. He's just saying that's what's going on, but that's not what's going on. Let's jump into Champagne Vinny, my boy Champagne Vinny, and Brianna. What do you think about Champagne Vinny and Brianna?
Psychopath, red flags, psychopath, ready to blow, ready to explode. Champagne Vinny.
Champagne Vinny is a psychopath.
Yes, there's something wrong with him. You watch.
No, okay.
The man looks like a wife beater, in my opinion. That man is a wife beater, in my opinion. I'm telling you, that girl better watch her mouth with him.
Diali, hold on, Diali. From a man's perspective, you remember that ad? Remember that ad, Jake from State Farm?
No, I never seen that one.
Okay, there is an ad. There's this guy. The insurance company called him, and his wife is like, "Who's this? Is that?" He said Jake, and she's like, what is he wearing? He said khakis. Like that type of wife, like if somebody calls you, like she's so insecure, you're telling her the truth, but she still feels like you're telling a lie. So for me, when it comes to Brianna is that type of person that, like she said, like so Vincent of you, like she throw little stuff at him. I think he's a little too sensitive, yes, but then she's not helping the situation. Because when she throw little stuff at him and it gets to a point where he gets frustrated, then he's gonna talk.
But yesterday on the Unfiltered, she says, and I think I said this last week, where she gets away with her family. She said, I throw these jabs all the time pretty much with her family and they get her personality. Just because they allow it doesn't mean it's unacceptable. So I'm proud of Champagne Vinny, because last week, I did say when he left, I had a problem with that. I'm like, you're married now. You can't leave. You go in the other room. And that's what he did. He said he made it to the parking garage and he remembered that he's responsible for Bree and the dog. I was like, oh, and you threw the dog in there?
I would have dashed the dog out, man. I would have dashed the dog out. She made one more jab to me, I'd have dashed the dog out. And she has to follow as well.
But when you sign up for marriage, it's a commitment. So he finally started getting it. You know, even though it's an episode or a show, it just gave me that impression that he understood the concept of marriage. Like, I'm not single anymore. This is not a girlfriend. That I made a commitment before God, and I have to go back in there and face the music. Because, you know, in real world, you want to just like, I'm going home. This chick crazy. She's been throwing jabs, and she's, you know, asked me, do I watch the soap or whatever she was saying. Just, she's too much.
Yeah, I think they will work.
That weave. I'm telling you, the next thing, either the dog gonna get it or her weave gonna be snatched for them little jabs she keeps throwing.
Yeah, you're a little violent.
But D,
I hope Bobby's listening to what Dial is saying, because it looked like if you and Bobby end up on a TV show, you better come straight, because you won't snatch something up there.
Yeah, I don't
maybe that's what he likes.
But anyway, I don't think they will. Well, I think they can work, but I just think they need to have better communication, and he needs to step up. Like, don't wait until it gets to a point where you want to blow. Like, just attack the problem right away, or just address the problem right away. In better words, just address it right away, and do not allow it to get to the point whereby you feel like, okay, you wanna, and then the next thing he's doing wrong is he's like, I gotta go back to my place. No, don't do that. Just try to make sure you just address the situation, address the problem. So then, when you'll communicate that way, it will slow down. Maybe it might get better. You'll start to understand each other better. And I was just happy to see like the way the family work together. Thank you, Sly Cat, for the super chat.
Yeah, but I think she's testing the waters. Cause like I said, I own my stuff. And I know when I could bat my eyes and do whatever. Now, in my mind, I'm like, okay, you're weak. Once you let me like get away with stuff, I'll be like, okay, whatever. But in the right way, the right person can get me together, and I'll be like, okay. I know I'm out of order.
That weave is done. That weave done.
Kind of stuff.
That weave better be glued down, because Vinny is going to lose it big time. I'm telling you, red flags. I see red flags. They ain't gonna last.
But she doesn't see it coming. She doesn't see it coming because it's true. I think she's trying to test boundaries, because she's an open person. She's the kind of person that shows you right off and straight away who she is, bad or good, you know, both sides of her personality. He's the kind of person, I think, that kind of squashes the side that he's always been told is bad, because remember in the beginning his family said that he has a bad temper, and so I think he's trying to squash that. But the minute that it comes out, ooh, I don't know what that will do.
We've gone. We better be down.
I don't. Well, Diali, I don't think that he's going to beat her. That's not what I'm suggesting.
I don't think so. I think what I think he might do. What I think he might do, he might just walk out like he was doing, and that's the best thing to do.
It might be a temper. It could be a number of things. Like I tell people, like if I tell you, like, okay, stop talking to me, don't call me, that means like be quiet. But people in my family, I could be sweet. I'm sweet all day long. But if I tell you to go sit down somewhere, I don't want it. You don't want these problems, because once I go there, you're gonna be in the corner crying, sucking your thumb, asking for your mama. So you don't want it. But I want you.
He's gonna dash the weave or dash the dog.
I'm sorry?
He's gonna dash the weave or dash the dog. Someone's gonna get that temper. I'm telling you, you watch it.
No, dear.
No, but it is. I kind of agree. I agree with both of you. Like it's a bit of a powder keg. What's her name is dealing with? Brianna. She just doesn't know. She doesn't know what she's dealing with, and if she keeps pushing those boundaries, she'll get what she's looking for. But it's the way that you go about it, you know. Because I think she's at that stage where she thinks she can get away with stuff, and she thinks it's cute. But then once he's had enough, I don't know.
That just shows her maturity level. Because what grown woman, even though she's in her 20s, just a little high pitch, you know, when she wants her way. Hi, Vincent.
I hate that.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I noticed that as
Yeah.
well.
He's
Like,
like,
do you
Nah,
like my chicken strips?
my
It's like, how old are you? I was like,
my whenever when it comes up like she
stop
sounds
it
like a
with that
little kid because
foolishness.
that's what my niece. You say my niece what she'll be like, hi uncle. Like when she wants to ask me something, she's like, hi
Mhm.
uncle. I'm like, what do you want?
But she's at
Because
the appropriate age where she can do that. As a youngster, you can do that. As a 20-something-year-old, come on. You're a grown woman. Stop it with that, like, hey, do you like my chicken strips? Come on, stop it.
all right guys. So okay, I'm about to wrap this up, but then did Paige get the short end of the stick?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait, we started with Diali. Let's start with Diali. She got the short
Oh,
end of the stick.
man, I would have broke that man up long ago. I would have just lost it. You know, I would have took the jail time because I would have to broke him up for the simple fact he thinks he can use me and then bring this I don't know, this B-Tech supermodel on trying to flash this imaginary pregnancy to me. No, I would have broke her up. Yes, she got the short end of the stick. I would have just slapped him into shape before I left.
Okay, for some reason we lost Nana, but Kia, what what do you think?
so I'm just still like concerned about the experts or even production, whoever put the marriage together. I think, yeah, she did get the short end of the stick. How can the world or us social media people find all this information and they couldn't find it in all the time that they had before they cast him? Even if he lied, you guys should have did better research on figuring out who this guy was. I mean, once you talk all those extensive questions, eventually you're gonna flip up. So I think they thought it was gonna be good for TV, and then just realized that they were gonna traumatize her. Even if she was coming on there for TV too, she's still gonna be traumatized. This was just awful. So yes, she did get the short end of the stick.
All right, Nana, did you think Paige got the short end of the stick?
Absolutely. 100%. She did. But I mean, she needs to get over it. Like we gave her a few days of, sympathy and empathy and all compassion and all of that. Now she needs to get over it and move on and show herself to be a dignified woman. And just take it for what it is. It's happened. It happens to a lot of people. Just move on and find her happy place.
Stacey, do you think she got the short end of the stick?
I think she did, but not only that. I think the show does that. The show makes 5 character couples every year. I don't know how or why they do it. There's always a couple that doesn't sit together. There's always a couple that not having sex. There's always a couple that's super in love. There's always a couple that there's always just those couples, and she's just the one who got that end of the stick.
No, but Stacey, has it ever been that bad with Chris and Paige situation?
No, but you have to understand too. The experts themselves never know that Chris self is a character all by himself. They thought he was a normal person, like you're
let's go here. Stacey, I gotta jump in. We got too much social media. Like, okay, a guy tried to talk to me. I was like, what's your Instagram page? And I looked back and I was like, oh, you're not the one. You was sweet when you introduce yourself, but you got too much going on.
That's right.
Block.
That's right.
So you can't tell me that you can't go back and look at his Instagram. You can't go back and look at his Facebook or whatever he used, Twitter. Something was an indication that this guy was garbage.
Yeah.
They had to do it better.
Bible. Paige reading the wrong Bible. I'm sorry. I don't know what Bible she wrote. Somebody must have wrote that for her at the toy store, but she ain't got no sense. I'm sorry.
Let's start from Stacey. Stacey, if you have a YouTube channel or your Instagram, shout out your business, something you want to shout it out.
Oh no, not this week. My Instagram is very private and no.
Okay, well, Nana, I'm going to skip you because what's your last thoughts, Nana? Let's go.
Paige, run. Not run, Forrest, run, Paige, run. And get it together when you're at it.
Diali, what's your last words?
Find the pregnancy test to see if it's real and let her do another one right in front of you.
That's actual fact.
Nah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
waste my time. From the way Chris
But
like,
I would believe.
look, Chris might probably get somebody in his family that pregnant and switch that.
Oh yeah. She should just leave. Just leave. Leave
That's
with
how much he
dignity.
lies, and that's how much he
Yeah.
looks. They look so deceiving, the two of them.
Yeah,
Here,
leave
shout
with
out your
dignity.
Instagram, your channel, your book.
Yeah, I don't have anything, I'm afraid. Very boring.
Okay. That
That's
takes
cool.
2 of us.
Let's go, Kia.
Okay, so I'm Kia Simone on YouTube and on IG. I'm author Kia Simone, just like it's spelled here. And I'm the author of From Pain to Love by Kia Simone, and you can get my book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
Yay,
people,
Black
go
Girl
follow, go
Magic.
subscribe to our channel.
I love
Go check
it.
out the book.
And
I'm
make sure
telling
you
you.
check out my book, because like I said, all this crazy, this is just a piece of it. The book, I go all
I
the way.
definitely follow you already, and I was listening to your story time. I have got to finish it. Okay.
That's it. All right, ladies and free, let's say bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to leave a comment. So 1, 2, 3, we're out of it. 1, 2, 3, bye.
Right.
Bye.